What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I wanted to just real quickly promote our merch. We just recently dropped a new line of t-shirts, and we have a lot of options for you to pick from, such as the 90s sweatshirt, the 90s tee, which is a nice vintage look that just looks so pretty, man. That red and blue color wave is so nice.
I'm gonna give me one of those sweatshirts.
Yes, sir. You got to. Winter's coming, man. Winter's coming. There's also the Give and Go FC shirt. Join the club, the digital realm. Join
the club.
We'll happily have you. As well as the tactical tee, which is our podcast logo on a t-shirt, a nice navy and cream design. And finally, our most popular design, the logo tee, which has our beautiful crest right there.
The OG.
The OG. On sale right now for $19.99. Look, guys, if you want to support us in any way possible, this is the best way.
Please.
That money goes straight to just supporting the channel, keeping the channel alive, helping us with our equipment, keeping our producer happy. The whole deal, man. Just go check out the site. It's on our website, thegivengoshow.com. The link will be in the description. Will be anywhere on our channels, as well as on our Instagram shop. So go check it out, guys, and thank you guys for supporting the channel. You know how NBA players make, because he just said auto-tune, you know how NBA players, like, there's a good majority of them that make music?
Okay.
Is there any football player
I thought there was one
that does music?
I could have sworn there was one.
You know what I mean? Like, Damian Lillard has albums, bro.
Yeah. Wasn't there one? It was like people were making fun of it, though. There was one. This is going to take me a long time to think about.
Oh, shit. It was
I can't remember.
Sergio Aguero.
Was it?
I think it was Aguero that released like a music video and shit. It was a South American, bro.
Oh, it wasn't like rap though. It was
No.
classic Argentine or like Latino type music.
Yeah,
I
like
remember
a pop
that
song.
one. Yeah, it was like a pop song.
Get producer
Like
Red to look it up.
Young Aguero.
That's weird, man.
Yeah.
Weird. There's gotta be more, man.
There's one.
There's gotta be more.
And I'm not gonna remember it because it's in the deepest realms of my brain.
Yeah.
It's gonna take me a long time to retrieve.
That area can't be accessed.
Yeah,
right now, no.
but there's another one where it's like it's a rap song. Zinchenko?
Oh shit!
Политика и сериал. Все достало. Не хватает сил, времени мало.
Zinchenko had a whole bit, as well as Holland. Holland actually rapped. There's a
did
video.
one
Yeah, there's a
too?
video where he rapped.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. It really shows you how young he is, bro. Because this is just like 6 years ago. That's the deadliest striker in the world right now.
Yeah.
Actually, would be a good FIFA song. It's always interesting seeing athletes dive into a different realm like that, man. Music, movies. There's been a few that go into the fucking movie scene.
Right.
It's always bizarre to see because it can be so good in one field, but then ass in another, bro. Have you seen soccer players play basketball, bro? It's some of the worst shit you'll ever see, man.
I saw like Griezmann had like a segment I think with Steve Nash, and like Griezmann, he tried, he actually tried to shoot, but ultimately,
it's bad.
It's bad.
It's bad. Like even just the basic form, it's like
the form is just off.
It's insane. Like
it's just unnatural to them.
Yeah, when you overpower one part of your body, which is your legs. What happens to the rest of your limbs? They don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah,
although the other day I saw a video of Pedri playing basketball, and like the comment section was just filled with comments that were like, "This is the first time I've seen a footballer actually seem somewhat formidable shooting a basketball."
Oh, so his form is good.
Yeah, he's got a nice little jumper to him.
Okay,
He actually looks like composed.
Can take it to the rim. Maybe a nice little drive.
yeah. He can get in the paint.
Good layup for him. I'll take that.
Yeah, man.
I'll take that.
How we feeling, man? How you feeling?
Doing great, bro.
We're in an interesting period right now in the football world, man.
Football's back.
Football's back,
at least in Germany, England, and France.
Yeah.
Spain and Italy will join them next week, so we're back,
Yeah,
baby.
South America's going strong.
Yeah.
North America's in it as well.
Yeah.
It's starting to get back into rhythm, and I mean, bro, we got the globe at our disposal right now. Where you want to go?
I would like to take this time right now, and I want to go ahead and congratulate Bayern Munich on winning their 11th Bundesliga title. Yeah.
A hard-fought journey.
Also, the record by winning it the earliest in the season, it's only been one game, and it's done.
Yeah, that was like 60 minutes, bro. It was 60 minutes in the middle of that fucking game. They already won it, man.
Game, they gave them the title, like, Bayern, here's your 11th title. Like, the trophy, I think, was already there because it was their last season.
God, bro.
Yeah.
They don't got to change shit,
They don't
man.
have to change anything.
Yeah, congratulations to him, man.
That game, so I actually watched the game against Frankfurt, and I was excited.
You were in Germany.
I was in Germany, just sitting on my couch having a good time. I was very excited about this game because obviously Frankfurt are the Europa League winners, and I was like, okay, they have the exact same team, and it was almost the exact same lineup, except they added Mario Götze.
Oh,
right?
nice.
Yeah, a German legend who's trying to be.
I didn't hear about that transfer.
Yeah, very low key. Very low key. He's been trying to basically rebrand his career, right? He had a good season last year, I think, at PSV. And he gets the return move to Germany with Frankfurt. I was like, that's a good move.
Yeah.
It's a good move for both parties.
Yeah.
Götze trying to go back to Germany. Why not go to a team that's kind of on the rise right now that has some success? And Frankfurt, again, keep the exact same team that was so successful last year in that crazy Europa League run. And I was like, okay, I know Bayern are really good. I'm not expecting Frankfurt to win, but I was expecting to see a good game. And I saw the exact opposite, bro.
Man.
The exact opposite.
Shit.
Within the first 5 minutes, Joshua Kimmich scores off a free kick. First off, it's a great shot, but in my opinion, the keeper was just caught lacking.
Overplayed it.
Overplayed it.
He expected something else.
Expected something.
Ton of smoke
bro.
involved from what I saw.
There was, bro. There was. But like when you see the vantage point on the field, the players can see. From an aerial point of view, you can't really see. But I think on the field you can. Otherwise, I think the rest would have said something.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's been getting that smoke has been getting thicker over the years, bro. I feel like they're starting to vape and shit. Like they're starting to add more smoke into that fucking field, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, they got that goal.
And then the rest was history.
Yeah.
It really was. What was it? 6-1 at the end of it?
They got to 6.
I think it got to 6.
Holy shit.
Maybe it was 5. Honestly, I don't even remember anymore because it was just after that, Bayern were absolutely clinical, prolific in front of goal, and they ran Frankfurt. Frankfurt didn't even have the skill set to get close to a Bayern player. Like if they wanted to foul them, they couldn't even do that. Bro. Yeah,
man.
it was bad. It was really, really bad. And as from a Bayern perspective, look, I get it. I know they're a really, really good team. Sadio Mane looked really good, bro.
Yeah.
Just
God, that hurts to hear, man.
Mane.
That hurts to hear, but
And
it's a beautiful thing.
Seeing it, it's no surprise.
God.
Seeing Mane just go off with Bayern in his debut Bundesliga game, it just made so much sense. Because honestly, Sadio Mane is one of those players, bro, that can play in any system. He can play with any team in any league and have immediate success. He gets himself on the score sheet for Bayern, and he was looking really, really good.
I think he starts on every team in the world.
Any
what
team.
team does he not star for right now?
Exactly, bro. He's so good, so talented, so it just makes sense. Pavard got on the team sheet.
Oh, for real?
Musiala got on the team sheet, bro. Everyone was just scoring, bro. And it kind of brings a point of like, this is interesting because there were so many different players on the score sheet. And obviously Lewandowski nowhere to be seen because now he's in Barcelona. Yeah. So it brings up an interesting question of do Bayern need Robert to be very, very successful?
Was Robert holding them back?
That's an interesting question.
I don't know if we can go there yet. But,
I don't know if we can go there yet.
It is interesting to see the variables and what happens now that massive goal scoring responsibility was taken by one guy. Now it's a team effort, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a team effort.
Yeah, and you still got like Sadio Mane up top.
Yeah.
Serge Gnabry up there as well. Like, they still got really good talent. So.
Sane off the bench if he's not starting. You have so much talent going forward. But I'm actually going to be a little critical here. I'm tired of the Bundesliga. Truly.
For real.
I'm tired of it. I don't know if you saw the German Cup game against Leipzig a week ago. It was virtually the same thing. And Leipzig are supposed to be, top 3 teams in the league?
Oh, yeah, they're top 3.
And I know it was only a 2-goal difference at the end of it, 5-3. But honestly, after Bayern scored their 3rd goal, they kind of checked out, honestly. They ran Leipzig, ran them. And I'm a little upset because it's like, come on. Like Leipzig, man the fuck up. Get on the ball. You're a professional football player, so I know Bayern are better. I know that, and I know they know that, right? I know that it's always going to be an uphill battle when you're playing a team like Bayern, but it's like, come on. You've been in the Bundesliga for 6-7 years now. You've been one of the best teams in the league alongside Bayern for so long, and there's no real genuine progress to actually fight for the title. Leipzig are a good team. They've had good Champions League campaigns over these last couple years. And when they entered the Bundesliga, I think it was 2015, I genuinely thought that I was like, okay, this team has the makings to maybe in 5 years overthrow Bayern. And where are we, bro? Really no progress has been made. Bayern just won their 10th straight Bundesliga title last year. And honestly, I think we already said it in another pod, they're probably going to go on to win the next 5.
Yeah.
And it's just like, where is the rest of the Bundesliga? And I'm being overly critical here because honestly, so many fans, so many people give the Bundesliga the benefit of the doubt. They always say this one thing. They always say, oh, well, if you take out Bayern, the rest of the league is really competitive.
Yeah, they do say that.
They always say that. And it's like they're trying to cover their asses or something. And I'm tired of that excuse. Because at this point, it's no longer maybe an analysis. It's an excuse. Yeah. It's an excuse to say that the rest of the league genuinely cannot cut it against Bayern. They are weaker. They'll never be able to compete no matter how good they get. And I know you could say, well, what about Spain? I don't care. I actually have a very low bar when it comes to competitiveness in soccer. So, yes, maybe Madrid dominates, but Atleti and Barca always knock. Always. In the Premier League, even though City have been incredible, Liverpool have been able to go toe-to-toe with them. Go down to Italy. I know Juve had a long dominance, and finally that's over. Finally, but that's my point. It's over.
Yeah.
Juve probably won't win another title for a couple years, maybe even longer, because right now both Milan teams are looking really good. Roma's on the rise.
Stronger, yeah.
Napoli's been very good over these last 5-6 years. And Atalanta's been going off kind of these past couple years too. There's genuine competition. There's genuine good quality, not just in the players, but as a team setup. Every other league has it. And well, what about France? Lille won the league 2 years ago.
Yeah, in the Neymar and Mbappe era.
Yes,
it's crazy.
It's crazy. And then before that, Monaco won it in 2016 or whatever.
Yeah.
So every third year, someone else is winning in France. It's not going to happen in Germany, man. And I'm tired of it because if you really know me, if you really know how much I love the game, I always give teams the benefit of the doubt. You have no idea how excited I was about Freiburg last year when they had their record-breaking season personally, just as their team was good. Finally, progress in Germany. I'm glad to see it. Or when Borussia Mönchengladbach had a really good Champions League run, not even a run, but they were really good in the group stage. But then ultimately what happened? They couldn't get out of it. They fizzled. And that's what's happening in Germany, man. There's so much talent, sure, but when it comes to building a team to compete for the title, it's non-existent. And I'm tired of it. Dortmund, I gave up on Dortmund years ago, because year in, year out, people were like, watch out for Borussia Dortmund, And yes, they have incredible individual talent, but when it comes to actually fighting for the title, every single German team fizzles out by what? The 60% mark through the season. Yeah. Sure, they can be competitive till Christmas. After that, Bayern takes over every single year. I do not see this year being any different. I don't care how close it is for a while, because like I said, Bayern always run away with it till it's February, March. So at that point, sure, it can be tight for now, but the same thing is going to happen. And my question to the Bundesliga is, who's going to stop this? And I don't even mean from a player's perspective. I mean from a board structural perspective. How is no one being how is no one talking to the other 17 teams in the Bundesliga and being guys, what's your scouting team doing?
Where are we getting it wrong?
Yeah, where are we getting it
wrong? What stage? Where's it happening?
What do you guys need? Can we try and invest in you guys? What do you guys need to help you guys be competitive against Bayern? Yeah. And the thing is, Bayern honestly abuses the other teams because they always get their best players, they get their best coaches, and what team is gonna say no to Bayern? But I mean truly, when is there going to be a team that says, no, we're going to sell outside of the country, not to you?
That stuff is where it gets weird.
That's what gets really weird.
How they got Leipzig's, what was it? Sabitzer, right?
They got Sabitzer,
and then they got the coach.
And the coach.
That to me was a bad sign of.
It's bad, man.
That's everything but progress right there.
Yes.
That's really bad.
It's really bad.
Toxic, man. It feels wrong, bro.
It's wrong, but Bayern just do it year in, year out. I mean, they got Götze, Hummels, Lewandowski. Lewandowski at one point, all from Borussia Dortmund, and they're just gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
And that's my question is, who's gonna stop this? And again, I don't even mean from like a result perspective. I'm talking organizationally. Who's gonna finally be defiant and be like, no, Bayern, no more? I don't know,
dude. I think there's a number of factors here, but a small one that I thought of while you were just ranting, bro, was
yeah, this is a rant for me. I'm very passionate about this because I'm pissed.
There's very little pride in Germany, bro.
Yeah.
You know, because I'm thinking like
Yeah.
something that's very apparent in the Premier League, for example, is the pride associated to each team and each club and their location. There are rivalries in the league where it's so strong that they don't even do transfer between them.
Yes.
And like, where's that anger? Where's that hate? Where's that rivalry type of approach within the Bundesliga league? I don't know if I can even tell you who are rivals in the league, bro, because it's so non-apparent. And I think it's something like that would help invigorate these teams to be like, no, fuck you, Bayern, or at least the ones that are rivals to them. Fuck you. We're not even going to touch you. We're not even going to negotiate with you. You see in the Premier League how Gabriel Jesus went to Arsenal. He would never go to Manchester United.
No.
And that was never even considered. Yeah. And it's just weird how that sort of like relationship doesn't exist in Bundesliga. It's like Bayern Munich just controls things. They oversee the whole fucking league and they decide what the fuck happens. And everyone's just like fucking betas to it, man. They're robots.
They're completely complicit in Bayern's abuse.
It's weird, bro. It's really weird. And yeah, we gave up on Dortmund a long time ago, but even if you still believe in Dortmund, look at their moves, man. They are set up to be that club that has exciting young talent year in, year out. But when are they gonna be a mature club, bro? When are they gonna go up one more step into that upper echelon and actually be a strong, formidable club that can maybe make it to like the quarters, maybe even the semis of the Champions League? They're not that, bro. They're not that. Right now, Borussia Dortmund for the past few years has always been just a round of 16 exit. That's their level. That's their mark. And until they decide as a unit, as a club, to maybe even be somewhat bold like how Leipzig was, because they made it to a Champions League semifinal once. To be a little bit more bold, man. To not be so ready to sell players. To not be about this whole energy that they have. I don't like it because it's been going on for way too long now. If they're not gonna do it, then I don't know who else, bro. It's Leipzig and Dortmund right now. That's it. We saw what Frankfurt happened. We thought they were good with how they won the championship.
I was genuinely rooting for them.
Yeah,
and they completely let me down. But I recognized in that moment, I was like, this is just the state of the Bundesliga. It's constant letdowns. It's constant failure if you're not named Bayern Munich. And I know people are going to be, people are going to argue, well, Dortmund have to sell. Well, then if they have to sell players to maintain their club functionally, then the Bundesliga is the problem. Mm-hmm. Then the Bundesliga needs to change something, because if you're a part of the top 3, top 4 leagues in the world, you cannot have your next best team, Dortmund, be a selling team.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't. And I know, so for example, Benfica, Ajax, they almost have to because they're not in the top 5 leagues. They don't get that same revenue. If the Bundesliga mark themselves, and if critics mark the Bundesliga as top 3, top 4 league in the world, you have to have more than one team that thinks long term.
Yeah.
I am incredibly optimistic when it comes to football. Anytime I see an inkling of progress, I put that team on my radar, because I'm excited when a team goes against the grain and challenges. Haven't seen that in Germany for 10 years, but I will still keep looking.
Yeah.
But it's looking grim.
Yeah.
It's looking grim in Germany.
I'll check back on them, but bro, it's just the idea that 10 straight Champions League, like we mentioned before, even in a corrupt league, that's hard to do.
It's hard to do.
When the teams are paid to pull out, like the refs are fucking paid to like make out certain results. Like even in a league like that, there's always an anomaly. There's always one team that just says, "Fuck it,
right.
I'm gonna figure this out one way or another."
Right.
That doesn't exist in Germany right now.
Doesn't exist right now.
Grim, bro. While you were in Germany, bro, I was over in South America.
Oh, yeah?
South America, man. I was checking out what was going on with the Copa Libertadores.
Copa Lib this past week, right?
And honestly, I enjoyed my stay, bro. I enjoyed my time there, man. I'm always reminded of the incredible atmospheres that Brazil, Argentina can provide during this stage of the tournament. Mm-hmm. And I got some things I want to talk about, bro.
Please.
I got some things. I was watching the Athletico Paranaense versus Estudiantes game.
Yeah.
Right? Argentina versus Brazil. The only Argentina-Brazil matchup left. But I was watching the Athletico Paranaense game, and it ended up in a 0-0 tie, right? But I was like, when's the last time that this squad was like in contention for the title,
Okay.
right? Because I hear about these other Brazilian teams, but Paranaense, I don't hear much about. Recently, I heard about them because of the Fernandinho transfer, which was,
Yes.
by the way, great to see him back on the pitch there.
Yeah.
He seems really comfortable and actually plays a really prominent role for the squad, bro.
Oh, yeah.
He's a big part of the team now. They needed that. They needed someone in that position.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
here comes Fernandinho from Man City,
Yeah.
the perfect fit. I was looking back and I saw that in 2005, Paranaense made an appearance in the semifinals,
Okay.
and they faced off against Chivas.
Wait, really?
Yeah. And
Okay.
then I was like, no fucking way.
Who won?
And
I guess obviously Chivas.
and I looked at the away game for Athletico Paranaense. What was their away game, which was at the Estadio Jalisco against the Chivas, and I was at that game.
Really?
I went to that game when I was 10 years old. It was the first time I went to the Estadio Jalisco, and the first time I saw Chivas play live. It was during one of our visits to Mexico.
Wow.
And we just got tickets to like the most immediate game.
Yeah, you're just like, let's
and
go
it was
here.
that fucking game.
No way.
Chivas went into the game down 3-0. They lost 3-0 in Brazil.
Okay.
They come back home. Valencia scores a goal. Chivas goes up 1-0. Crowd was into it. I can attest to this because I was part of it. But then 2 back-to-back goals by Paranaense gives them a 2-1 league, 5-1 on aggregate. Chivas gets a penalty at the end of the game, ends up being 5-2,
Okay.
and we lose. But that's the closest Chivas ever got to being in a Copa Libertadores final. And funny enough, someone who subbed into the game after halftime was Fernandinho.
No way.
So I saw him play live too, man.
Oh my
A
God.
young, probably like 18 years old Fernandinho played in that fucking game, played in Mexico, played against Chivas, my squad,
Yeah.
and he's back here in the quarterfinals looking to win them their first ever Copa Libertadores. They're one of the few teams that hasn't won it. That's still in contention.
Yeah, wow. That's crazy how circular this journey
Hella
has been
circular.
for you,
And like how like related it is to me
It's real-
specifically.
yeah, exactly. That's insane. No, seriously.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, that is
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, that Chivas team that I always rave about on this pod that I like so much, like that era,
Mid-2000s.
like that it was full on that squad with like Ramon Morales and Omar Bravo and all those legends.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy that happened.
Yeah, I like Paranaense. They've created a lot of good talent over these last couple years. Renan Lodi obviously being one of them who went to Atlético.
your boy.
Yeah. And I think they actually won the Copa Sudamericana, so the second tier continental tournament.
Oh, okay.
I think they won that.
In 2018, no?
Yeah. It was like 3-4 years
Yeah.
ago, but I think they did win that. So they've been having like a pretty successful last 5 years. So hey, let's see what they can do here, man. I'd be rooting
But I
for
was
them.
gonna get at is that after watching that game,
You don't see it.
I don't think either of those teams are gonna win the cup, man.
yeah,
I didn't see it. I thought Paranaense was better in the match, but they didn't have the killer mentality
Okay.
that I'm seeing in Palmeiras, that I'm seeing in Flamengo, that I'm seeing in Mineiro. Those Brazilian squads right now are looking so fucking strong right now.
Oh, yeah.
Outside of Paranaense.
Oh yeah.
But something fun that happened was outside of Brazil, was in Argentina, where Vélez Sarsfield
Vélez Sarsfield.
faced off against Talleres.
Yeah.
Hell of a game, bro.
Yeah.
Hell of a game. Ended up 3-2, but there's actually one moment where Vélez is up 2-0, and I think they concede a goal off of like a header or some shit. But then the midfielder, the center attacking midfielder for Talleres, gets subbed in. His name's Rodrigo Garro. The ball bounces out to him outside of the box, and he's just primed for like a bouncing ball coming his way, and just he's primed for a really good finish if he can hit it right, man.
Yeah.
This kid's from Argentina, but it made me realize, bro, that if you're from Argentina, you're born with two things: the ability to fight and the ability to put an insane spin on a ball, bro. Because he catches that ball with his left foot and he puts a goddamn spin on it to where it's not like a volley. It's just a bouncing ball. So there's trickery to it. It's subtle. It's really hard to say because there's this heavy curve on it that just fools the keeper. And it's from long range. It was a goddamn beauty, bro.
Wow.
It was beautiful. And I was like, that was on Talleres' bench.
Yeah.
That was just waiting there.
Yeah, waiting.
It's insane, man.
Unlock me.
Insane talent over there. Just it got me thinking because I'm like Mexicans aren't born with that. We don't have that.
But most nationality,
Yeah.
like if you really think
Oh,
about
that's
it,
true.
just like raw ability.
Yeah.
Like just
yeah.
raw instinct.
Yeah.
You're right. That's a good
like,
take.
to have that deep, like this kid wasn't starting, man. Like, I was
Nah.
like, dude, I was thinking like, what do Mexicans have? What does a prototypical Mexican footballer come with? What are their strengths? And I think for the most part, if you look at most Mexican footballing legends, physicality is a big one, man. We're big on physicality. We know how to use our bodies really, really well.
Yeah.
I think there's also a level of technique. I think Mexican footballs are pretty good technically, especially at the higher level. But I think also something just related to the Mexican, like what a Mexican is hard work and like an ability to not be scared. And that's the thing we see on the field, man.
Yeah.
Mexico's so well known for playing up to the opponent's level, like every single time. If it's a big team, small team, we always play at their level, and that can oftentimes be a very bad thing.
Yeah.
But it can also be a very good thing. And you see that on the pitch as well. And over in Argentina, it's slightly different. There's more flair. You just naturally have more flair.
Naturally.
More technique.
Yeah.
And you just mold a different type of player. And so it's just beautiful to see, man. It's beautiful to compare how each country can be so different in the type of player they produce. And this game specifically, Vélez against Talleres, had it on full display, man.
Yeah, that's actually a really great point because I've been kind of seeing that too, I guess more apparent because I've been watching a lot of Brazilian League and obviously Liga MX, and I've been really able to see the differences between the two. And when I get out of the Brazilian League is that like even the mid-table teams that can't compete against, like for example Flamengo, Mineiro, or Palmeiras, they take a mid-table Brazilian team. All 11 of their players have exceptional technique on the ball, just naturally. Where they falter against teams like Flamengo and stuff like that is teamwork. And I recognize, I was like, it's why Brazilians are such an export to the rest of the world. Because a Brazilian by himself, very, very effective.
Oh, yeah.
And you bring Brazilians and you put them into like a really good team, even more effective. But again, that's where the mid-table Brazilian teams falter, is that they're not the best team.
Yeah.
But if you look at their skill individually, you're like, damn, like he's really technical. He's an excellent dribbler, or he's a really good passer.
Yeah.
You really see that they just naturally, the average Brazilian has way more technique and ability than the average Mexican footballer, for example.
It might be opposite in Mexico, man, where the technical ability might not be as good, but there's a better understanding how to work as a team.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Yes,
man.
that's what I'm getting at. Yeah, exactly. You get interesting parity, not in the same sense though.
Yeah.
Like you have really good technique, or you have really good teamwork, or really good physicality, and different leagues, different countries emphasize one over the other. It's really interesting to see.
Yeah.
Really interesting to see.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of Copa Libertadores, man, because it's full on South American goddamn playing style, flair. Everything that comes with it is it's the most South American shit, bro.
Yeah. Staying in South America, because I've been watching not Libertadores, but specifically there's a couple of moments that I thought were really, really cool or just really beautiful. So recently, obviously one of the more, I guess, low-key transfers, Luis Suarez returning home to Nacional in Uruguay. Yeah. His boyhood club, and Nacional's YouTube channel posted a video, a 10-minute long video of them basically celebrating Luis Suarez's return at the stadium, though. So you know how like they show off a new transfer and they just invite all the fans to come at the stadium.
Love that
and
shit, man.
Yeah, I love it. And this one was really, really beautiful because they had Luis Suarez come out with his family. So he had his wife, his kids, and they played a video. And this was one of the most emotional videos that I've seen in a while. Yeah. Point here is I really encourage you, all the fans, all the audience, to go and see this video on Nacional's YouTube channel. Because, bro, I brought a tear to my eye, man. The video's like 9 minutes long.
Okay.
And you see pictures of like a 10-year-old Luis Suarez wearing the Nacional shirt. And then you see him make his debut. Dude, it's incredible. You see like an 18-year-old Luis Suarez. Yeah. And then they go through his career, his highlights of his career, where he went to Netherlands to play for Groningen. Then they show his highlights at Ajax. Then they show his highlights with Liverpool.
Damn, man, what a career.
You see his career play out in this video. And at that moment, I was like, Luis Suarez is one of the greatest players of all time, man. Just from an impact point of view, what he's done for Liverpool.
I think so.
What he's done throughout his career.
For Uruguay.
For Uruguay.
For Barcelona.
And they showed big Uruguay moments. The moment against Ghana when he saves his country. You got to, because that's pure love for your country. You see these big moments like in 2014, 2018. Luis Suarez has given his life for his country, man, through sport. Yeah. And I was like, wow, what a beautiful career. What a beautiful player. One of the most entertaining strikers that I think I've ever seen. And it was just a really beautiful video. I really encourage everybody to go see it because I was like, damn, what a player. And they named the video The Reunion. And I was like, that's beautiful, man. Bro.
Damn.
Yeah, and he's back home to finish his career where it all began.
Yeah, man. I remember I was hearing rumors that he might go to Inter Miami, MLS, or for a while it was Serie A. He might go to Atalanta or these other teams. But then the rumor of Nacional came up, and I was like, it's one of those things that almost sounds too good to be true. The story would be too good. It'd be too heartwarming that it isn't going to happen. Yeah. And it's just surprising because he decided to do it. He really decided to go to Nacional, who's in the Uruguayan division, who is his boyhood club. Yeah. And he just fulfilled, like, think about the fans, man. Like, heard that he was like on the market. Maybe there's that chance, but he could still have 2-3 really good years in Europe.
Oh, yeah.
You're like hoping for that, but you also know that he might be too good for you right now, even still.
Oh yeah.
And something in Luis Suarez told him to ditch Europe and go back
home,
man. It was like it was a beautiful thing to see. And you're right, when you think about his career, man, he's had one of the most illustrious careers. One of the best, I would say, top 2 strikers of this generation. Yes. Last 10 years, he's in the top 10, top 5, top 3 for me, man. I'm a big Suarez fan.
Oh, yeah.
And you're right. He plays with a lot of passion, bro. That guy he wears his heart on his sleeve.
Yes, dude.
And he's shown that every single game. And, hey, he's even done it for your squad, man, for Athletico
Madrid, winning a
title,
bro. And it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. And he made his debut in the Copa Sudamericana. They played a game against a Brazilian team, Athletico Paranaense.
Did he play? I saw it. They're in the quarters, no?
They're in the quarters. Yeah. And he came on in like the 70th minute. He was a super sub. And he had a great touch in the game that ultimately led to a near goal. The player hit the post. But Suarez looked sharp. Just coming off of not playing for a while, he looked pretty good. And Kun Agüero was in the stands.
Holy shit, man.
Yeah. He has his phone out, like recording Suarez coming onto the pitch.
He's so fucking proud, man.
Yeah, he's so proud. He's so happy for Suarez. In that Nacional video, they had Messi record a message for Suarez.
No way.
Yeah. So you see a really heartfelt moment between Messi talking to Suarez through a video. It's really cool, man. Dude. Nacional went way beyond what they needed to. Yeah. But it was perfect because what an emotional return home.
Yeah. And it's just, I'm thinking about like, man, there was a time where he was an 18-year-old kid at Nacional, like just playing, wondering what was ahead of him. Probably scared, but also like up for the challenge, hungry.
And
then you see a video like the one they showed where you see every single moment, like the how important he was to not just the teams he played for, but soccer in general. Bro. Huge attraction in terms of controversy too. He's like the Elvis of fucking soccer, bro.
He's been through so much.
He's a celebrity to this point. Because I remember like even my mom, who doesn't watch that much soccer, she would have a comment to make about Suarez and his biting. He transcended the game, man. He had even like Las Tias talking about him, bro. It's just crazy, but man,
it's crazy.
Shout out Luis Suarez, man. That's a legend.
That's a legend, dude.
And he's still got another World Cup left in him, man.
No, we're gonna see him. We're gonna see him at the biggest stage one more time, and I hope everybody really gives him his flowers at this tournament. Just to end the note down in South America, I want to make everybody aware of what's going down in Argentina.
What's up?
The Argentine league specifically.
What's going on?
A rebellion.
Wait,
a revolution.
What's going on, bro?
Athletico Tucumán.
Okay.
I think 12 games into a 27-game season, so almost halfway through the season, are leading the table, and they have never won a title in their 100-year history.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my. Where's River and where's Boca?
I think they're like mid-table, but the thing is, since it's like halfway through, the table's tight. It's really tight. Like I think only maybe 10 points separates like 15 teams. This. It's really tight.
Yeah.
But Athletico Tucumán are leading the league right now, and it could possibly create history here. Something truly special that. Nowadays, since football is so old, rarely happens where a team who's never won it actually wins the title.
Yeah.
So I just keep an eye on it.
Dude, yeah. I mean,
keep an eye on it. Root for them.
But that's what's cool is that it's not just them. there's a good number of clubs here.
Oh yeah.
That also have a chance. I don't know if they've never not won it. I don't know what that stat is with these teams, but there's still relatively less popular teams than Balkan River that are up for grabs right now.
And Tucumán just lost their first game of the season today.
Shit.
Yeah, it was just today.
Shit, they were on a 4-game winning streak.
Yeah, and they were unbeaten for 11 straight.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So they're hot right now.
Have you seen them play yet? Or
I've seen 2 of their games. I actually tuned into their last game, and it was a home game, packed. It was beautiful, man. That town is like buzzing right now. There's something special going on there. And one of the players that I wanted to highlight,
who stood out?
the right winger, I forgot his first name, but it's Ruiz Rodriguez. He's 22, really good player. Very good off the dribble, just very good penetrator. Very, very threatening. Really like him. A lot of flair. I'm curious to see where he goes next in his career because he's still pretty young. You know, he hasn't hit his prime yet, and he's probably their most offensive threat for Tucumán. And he's, on the best team right now in Argentina. So really exciting there. But not only that, there's actually some familiar faces that I wasn't expecting to see on this team.
Who's there, bro?
No one like crazy.
Yeah, I know.
No one crazy. But Carlos Lampe, the Bolivian
No way.
keeper. Yeah, he's the starting goalkeeper for them. And then I don't know if you remember this, but maybe some like diehard Liga MX fans would know.
Okay.
Veracruz's old striker, El Polaco.
Oh, I've heard. Yeah.
Cristian Menendez, El Polaco. He's one of the strikers on their team.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does he start?
He doesn't start, but he comes off the bench, helps out the team.
Yeah.
He helps out the team, so he gives that veteran presence. So I was like, okay, cool, really, really cool. But obviously, there's still a lot of work left to be done, and there's going to be a lot of passion. There's going to be a lot of emotion for this team, but they have every belief from me to them. I'm going to be going as hard as I can with this team. I will be tuning into as many games as I can for Tucumán because this is why I watch soccer, for these moments. So let's go Tucumán. Let's see what they can do in this league, man. It's scary.
It's a rebellion, man.
Yeah,
it's
rebellion.
Something's shaking. Trouble's brewing.
Trouble's brewing.
Nah, I hope to see that too, man. I love a good story like this. This could be their version of Leicester, in Argentina.
Yes.
South America could really use that, and
They could.
At worst, maybe they qualify for Copa Libertadores.
At worst. But man, I want them to go as far as they can, man. As far as they can.
All right.
It's not gonna be easy. I know that.
If you don't mind, I want to go to North America, right? We were just in Europe when we moved over to South America.
Let's go up north.
Let's go north. Some interesting movement happening up there.
Yes, dude.
With specifically with the transfer.
Yeah.
With what was once a Barcelona wonder kid, Riqui Puig has been snagged by LA Galaxy, and is set to join them and be a player in the MLS.
Yeah.
Riqui Puig is going to MLS, bro.
Riqui Puig is going to MLS.
22 years old. We've been talking about. I actually posed this question to you off the pod. I was like, has the MLS pulled a player that is like in their prime and that isn't like on a decline, right? And you said that Lorenzo Insigne is probably the closest they've gotten right now in terms of age. He's still like 30, 31.
Yeah.
Whereas like Bale and Chiellini are like getting older, so it doesn't really qualify. But in their prime, we got Riqui Puig here, 22 years old, going from La Liga to MLS.
Yeah, I honestly love it because I think he's going to be a great player. I think MLS is, if you had to give MLS a weakness, it's probably midfield play. Just combining quick 1-2s, like true offensive build off of midfield play. I think the MLS kind of lacks in. It's a little bit more direct. There's a little bit more like speed or pace-based, dribble-based. So I think you bring in a player who thrives in passing situations. I think he's gonna be a problem for most MLS defenses because he's gonna be so quick off the pass, and I think he's gonna be really, really effective. I love the signing because this isn't like it's not like a star signing to where people will be like, oh, let's go see an LA Galaxy game because it's Riqui Puig. It's more like LA Galaxy were like, let's bring in a midfielder that can actually make our team better.
Yeah.
Like this is actually a smart, good signing for LA, and he's going to come in and make this team significantly better in their midfield.
And I've been seeing online, I see people that are saying that like, oh, he's going to the MLS, therefore that means that he hasn't played in Barcelona in a while. He doesn't really start anymore, so he's declining quality. My thing is, I completely disagree. I don't think he's declined at all. I think he just hasn't been able to play because The players that are starting now are fucking incredible for Barcelona, man. You got legend Sergio Busquets pinned in that midfield. He ain't losing that fucking spot.
No.
You got Wonder Boy, De Jong, secured as well in the midfield.
Gavi.
You have newcomer Gavi.
Yeah.
You got Pedri right there as
Pedri
well.
just a little above.
Yeah.
And they just signed Kessie as a defensive midfielder. So it's like
it's loaded, man.
Puig's not playing.
That's the reason for me as to why he hasn't been able to get that. To continue that progress that he was making a couple years back, bro. When he was playing at like 19 years old, he was in that midfield when Messi was still playing. Yeah. And he showed signs of really good potential. And that's what caught my eye. Mm-hmm. So to see him go to the MLS now, I don't think it's one of those he's washed up type of moves. I think he just wants the playing time and the ability to just shine. I think he's going to do both of those things on LA Galaxy and also right there alongside Chicharito.
Yeah. No, yeah, he's going to be feeding him, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
And yeah, that's actually the point I exactly want to make. So I'll just slightly echo it here is that I don't think Puig is on any sort of decline. I just don't think he's good enough to be in Barca's 11.
Yeah.
But the thing is, since he's only 22, he could shine in the MLS and go back to Europe by the time he's like 26, 25. So, and I'm not saying he'd go back to Barcelona because Barcelona is always going to have like try to have the best players. But Puig's career is not dead by coming to the MLS. No. And especially since the MLS, as we always say on this podcast, is continually growing and continually becoming a better league. He's not going to decline in form. Yeah. If anything, he's just going to improve his play. And the door to Europe is always going to be open, especially since he's already European.
Dude, but you know what's annoying is that teams are like, you know, of that level, of like Barcelona's caliber, of that name, they find ways to fuck you, even if they gave up on you. If you look at Riqui Puig's situation, they're still going to make 50%. They have a clause in the contract where they make 50% off of any future transfer that involves him. Yeah. So they give up on the kid, right? They give him off to LA Galaxy. But yet they're going to find a way to benefit from him financially. And I see it too with Man City and who they sold. That every sell that they have has some clause in it where they can either get the player back if they want or they make a shit ton of money off of their future transfers. I'm like, bro, that's so annoying. Like we can't even have that, man. Yeah. We can't even have the satisfaction of just having a clean transfer. There always has to be some catch to these big teams just getting their nails into whatever situation it is and just taking the most advantage that they can. And this is a situation where they give up on a player, essentially. They don't need him anymore.
Right.
And so there's nothing for them to gain from him anymore in terms of like him actually playing for them. But on the front office side, they still do what they want.
They have, solely just like think big company business. Yeah, it's just ingrained into the way that they work, and obviously I hate it. But yeah, just kind of to piggyback off that, my least favorite thing in clauses is a buyback clause. I hate that. I know that's not in this case, but just in general, it's my least favorite clause because I hate it because you don't want the player. You're like, okay, let's make some money off this guy because we're not going to use him. We're not loaning him out. We're not hoping he comes back. But you're still slightly like, what if he does pop off? I hate that.
Yeah, you got the eye emoji just constantly just looking.
Yeah, you're just constantly looking. I'm like, you shouldn't have the luxury of being able to buy him back even if the other club doesn't want to sell him. Yeah. Because since it's in a clause, if they want him back, if they pay the fee, they get him back. Yeah. I hate that clause.
Yeah, Riqui Puig is making it to the MLS, man. That's exciting.
Exciting.
We mentioned Chicharito really quickly as a media outlet that relates to Mexican American fan viewership, and obviously people all over the world as well. Right. There's a clip going around of Chicharito essentially throwing the Mexican flag to the side as he's giving fans autographs. Yeah. Bro, it doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good. He had a video that he uploaded afterwards where he essentially was saying sorry, and he was saying that he didn't see it out of his peripheral vision. He didn't see that the flag had fell to the ground. He just kind of wanted to toss it to the side while he was occupied. Yeah. And I saw it, man. I'm going to just be honest with y'all, right? Since I saw the videos, I don't buy it, man. I don't buy it. It was weirdly personal. I think there's some weird rift between him and Tata Martino right now. And it's just interesting, man. It's interesting. He's one of the greatest Mexican footballers of all time, the leading scorer for us internationally. And it's pretty clear to Tata that he is not going to call him up. And so maybe there's this weird energy that Chicharito has, not just with Tata, but with the country in general.
Yeah. Seeing the video, for me, it's clear it's deliberate. You see Chicharito look at the flag for a split second, and you can see he makes a decision.
Yeah.
And that decision is to be like, nah. And he just throws it away. And that's what really got me.
Weird.
Second thing, though, is my first reaction emotionally was feel bad for Cheech.
Yeah.
I feel bad because, as you just said, he is a Mexican legend at this point. And to just not even be like in the talks of, hey, we could use your presence at the World Cup. Not even be in those talks. Considering that he actually has been pretty good for LA. It's not like he's playing bad because he's not, To just not even be in talks.
It's weird, man.
That's weird.
It's really weird, especially when you think, you mentioned he's been okay for LA Galaxy lately, but the emotional aspect, like he's a leader out there. He infuses the squad with so much energy just through that childlike excitement that he plays with. Yeah. To just not even consider those options when Tata is managing a lifeless Mexican squad that could use either the technical ability from Chicharito or the emotional ability. The passion. Weird, bro. Weird. It feels like fucking Tata's like Voldemort, man. And he's just like, he's just grim and he just wants death upon the Mexican nation. It's weird, man. And I agree. It makes me sad to see Cheech like this.
And it does. But what's even crazier about this is that Gimenez got injured a couple weeks ago. And he might not make it in time for the World Cup to be like at peak physicality because I think he's out for minimum like a month to 2 months.
Like a month, yeah.
Yeah.
Because Wolves played today and he didn't start, so
he wasn't even there. He's injured.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, well then, other than Santi Gimenez,
that's really the only one I would consider. Santi
Who
Gimenez.
is your other striker?
Yeah.
Like obviously a Funes Mori, but you need like 2-3 strikers.
Yeah.
Next has to be Chicharito in that picking order. It has to be
over like Henry Martin and Funes Mori. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and so I'm just like, it's getting to the point where it's not even like a tactical decision. If Tata doesn't consider Chicharito at this point with a injured Gimenez, this is personal.
Yeah.
This is
it's
personal.
like Ziyech and the Moroccan coach. There's something weird going on behind the scenes that we don't know about.
What if Vela, since he lives in LA, talked to Chicharito, was like, hey man, he like seeded this like bad Mexican idea into him, and Chicharito's like falling for it.
That boy Vela frustrates me, man. He's balling out in the goddamn MLS.
Dude, he's
fucking
a god.
Play for their national team.
He's a god out there, bro.
Yeah.
He's just flicking balls over defenses like it's nothing. His accuracy's pinpoint, and he's just not going to play this World Cup. Isn't that crazy?
It's crazy, bro.
It's crazy.
It's really fucking with me lately because it's getting closer and closer, and I'm just like seeing them like it's weird. They've started performing better as the World Cup is approaching too.
Yeah.
It's weird. Man. I'm like, God damn it. And Vela's like this kid who has like this weird like idealism attached to the Mexican national team. He's like a stoner almost, and he's got Cheech right next to him now. He's just like, yeah, man, get on this shit.
Yeah.
He's really like,
it's like I told you.
Fuck, man.
I know it sucks.
Fuck.
Bro.
And it sucks looking back on that front three of Vela, Chicharito, and Giovanni, and just seeing where they're at now, man. God damn it, man.
So talking about a European player going to the MLS, there was a transfer of a player going from the MLS to Europe, and I really like this one because I just like this player personally, and I like the move in general. Valentín Castellanos, the New York City FC forward.
Yeah.
A guy who popped off last year.
Baller, bro.
Winning the title with New York and continued that run this year. Been New York's best player for 2-3 years now. And he got the move to La Liga. And I love it. Because he's not going to a club that's going to give him a lot of pressure, that's going to require him to immediately start scoring goals. He's going to Girona. So a team that just got promoted, virtually has no pressure on them other than, survival. But I like it because, Castellanos himself he's had a weird career. Coming from Argentina, going to the MLS, New York obviously saw something in him, but it took him a while to adapt to the league. When he came to the MLS, he wasn't the star that he is now. Yeah. It took him a while to start scoring goals, to understand how to play against these MLS defenses, but my God, did he adapt, because he ended up being one of the most prolific players in the MLS over these last 2 years. And so to see him get this move to Girona, I love it. I absolutely love it because I think this will be a good opportunity for him to see the European game, understand what it's like to train for a European club in one of the best leagues in the world in Spain. He's going to be playing against top quality, and he's going to be playing with top quality at Girona. And I love the idea of him just popping off in Spain.
You think he's capable of it?
I think he's capable of it. Will it happen? I don't know, because, Girona's not a very, very talented team when you compare them to the rest of Spain, but they're still very good. And I think Castellanos, all I can hope is that he takes this opportunity to work hard. Yeah. If he does that, then I can see Castellanos getting even 10, 15 goals. And that's a success.
Double digits would be amazing.
If he gets 10 goals, that's an immediate success for Castellanos. And I think that would propel him to maybe like a mid-table team. And I think that at that point, Castellanos could really just build his career. And I love the idea of that too, because he virtually started his career in the MLS at that point.
Yeah.
And I love that idea. Yeah. We see Almiron get a lot of success in Newcastle. Why not Castellanos, man?
Dude.
So I'm really excited. Obviously, I have a personal preference here because I like the player, but I'll be rooting for him a lot. I'll be rooting for him.
And I mean, bro, he's going to adapt quickly because, I mean, his last name already sounds Spanish as fuck, bro.
Yeah,
Castellanos, bro. That's a top 10 name in football right there. It sounds regal as hell.
Yeah.
I would love to see him succeed there. Another transfer I want to talk about related to North America, 2 transfers. Jorge Sanchez to Ajax. Yeah. Seems like that's going to be completed. And Santi Gimenez to Feyenoord.
Yeah.
Mexico's finally making some moves, man.
Making moves.
Finally, bro. There's been a drought, bro.
A drought.
Orbelín Pineda is in Greece. And he just banged in a goal too. But
yeah.
I feel like we kind of lost momentum on that sense, at least from Mexico's perspective.
Yeah.
Of players going from North America to Europe. And we're finally getting just 2 back-to-back moves that I think are actually pretty notable with the size of teams that they're going to.
Yeah, man. I actually, first off, these came out of nowhere for me.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't see the rumor build up for any of these. I just saw the headline, Gimenez to Feyenoord. And I was like, shit. I was like, okay. I just saw him play for Cruz Azul. Like, damn. He's going to Europe. Yeah. Fuck it. I love it. I like it because Gimenez has been on this, I'm going to say, weird trajectory in the sense that, like, as soon as he made his debut in Liga MX, there was a lot of pressure on him, mainly because of the name, right? Gimenez, El Chaco's son. Mm-hmm. And not only that, but his build. He's a big guy. And for Mexico, having that big physical number 9, it's not really something that we've ever had. So for Mexico to... They're putting a lot of pressure on this guy to kind of perform.
Yeah, they are.
Because they want him.
Yeah.
They want him to be successful.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah,
it's noticeable.
Yeah, it's noticeable. Like, you can almost, even the commentary, when you see Liga MX and Gimenez is playing, they're like, when he gets on the ball and when he's about to kick it, they're like hoping he bangs it in because they would just vilify the idea of him being a good striker.
And we need it, though. That's the thing, too.
That's
We're
the
low-key
thing.
hoping, like, shit, man, we kind of need you to, like, pop off, bro. No pressure.
No pressure, but
we could really use you right now, Gimenez. We could really use you.
We could really use it, bro. Yeah. And the thing is, I think he's had a good, I'm going to say, like, last 9 months.
Yeah.
I'm going to say he's had a good, really good 9 months. Because I'm going to say before that, and the thing is, obviously, he's still very young, I wasn't convinced, honestly. But I've seen he's grown. His IQ's gotten a lot higher. His decision-making has gotten better. And maybe his finishing, I don't know about that because he doesn't actually get a lot of strikes off in general, mainly because, he just gets fed a lot in the box. So his chances are going to be off the cross, off the pass. But he's finishing and he's scoring goals for Cruz Azul. And this move to Feyenoord, obviously a league that's going to be very open defensively, if he can just get going, this is going to be very, very good for
Mexicans
Mexico.
Thrive in Netherlands, bro.
Dude, yeah.
We thrive up there, man.
Yeah, so I'm very excited about this move for Gimenez. And I personally, I really hope he does pop off. And then talking about Sanchez, I like Sanchez, man. I think he's the apparent replacement for Chaca Rodriguez at right back. I think he's better. Rodriguez, I think, is just kind of maybe a little too old, a little too stale. Sanchez brings a little bit more, youth aspect or maybe a little bit more skill, more pace.
More strength.
Strength, yeah. So he's been very, very good for America, playing for several years now as their starting fullback. And for him to go to Ajax now, why not, man? Why not? He's just going to get better. He's going to be playing with excellent players, as probably one of the top 2 teams in the league. So he's going to be playing. Edson's going to be there. It's going to be fine for Sanchez. I'm a little worried about Gimenez, not worried about Sanchez at all.
Oh, for real?
Not
okay.
at all. I think he's going to fit into the team really well because he himself, his style is dynamic. And that only works in the Netherlands.
Yeah, I really hope it's one of those situations where he's there for a few years and his value goes up, his just technique and experience goes up, and he becomes that solidified option for us at the right back position, and just holds that position for the long term. That'd be great. I was surprised by a transfer because I felt like he was kind of on everyone's radar a couple years ago. Like he was really starting to make that noise around the league, being a younger player, showing signs of greatness in that position. But he just stayed put in America, and he just kind of stayed there for a while.
He did.
And I think he overstayed his stay a little bit. I feel like he's been in Liga MX maybe a year or two too long. But at the end of the day, I'm glad that he finally made the move because, like I said at the beginning, any move from North America to Europe for a Mexican right now is super impactful and super important because while we're doing this, USA is just churning out players to Europe now, man. They're getting ahead in that category, man. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah.
And so to see this happen is it's nice, man. It's nice. It's a sign that we're not staying super stagnant and that there's some sort of pressure being put on the future of these players. And so good to see, man. I hope for the best, and we'll keep updated with them.
Yeah, and another Mexican transfer that I actually kind of want to talk about.
Oh, who else?
Is this one's Europe to Europe, which is interesting. It's both negative and positive in mind. Diego Lainez loaned out to Portugal, going to play with Sporting Braga. This one's interesting. I say negative in the sense that at this point, I think Betis are done with Lainez. He's been there been there for 2 full years. They could have loaned him out when they first got him to see how he developed and then bring him in. Instead, they're like, we think you're good enough to play. We're going to give you these chances. You're going to be on the bench. You're going to be coming off the bench. You can even start if you're good enough. They gave him a lot of opportunity when he came straight from America.
Yeah.
And he was there for 2 full seasons. And going into this preseason, they didn't even call him up. They knew they were going to offload him.
Yeah.
And he ends up going to Braga. And I think at this point, he's probably done with Betis.
Yeah.
I say it's negative because that was the club that he could have popped off at. It was. Like, you think about Mexicans going to, tough situations. Like, if Lainez had gone to, maybe a Villarreal, that would have been tough to get into. A Sevilla, that would have been tough to get into. But Betis was the perfect, I feel like, environment for Lainez to continue his trajectory. He was incredible in Mexico. Incredible. And he goes to Betis, and I'm like, this is perfect. This is the type of team that's very offensive. They really don't care about defense that much because they just like to entertain. Yeah. And Lainez was an entertainer when he was with America. So I thought he was going to do the same thing, and he really didn't, man. The opposite. We've criticized Chucky at Napoli, but honestly, when you think about it, they still trust him to come off the bench.
He still has output there.
He still has output there. Lainez has nothing in Spain. Nothing. So for me, I think his Betis journey is over. He's going to go to Braga. It'll be an easier league. I think he's going to get a lot more playing time, which this is where the positivity comes in because I think this is actually a good move for Lainez specifically. Sure, his relationship in Spain is done, but he could really start rebuilding his style of play, gaining confidence within himself in Portugal with Braga. So I'm excited to see what he can do there. But if he doesn't play there, Lainez is done, man.
Yeah.
Lainez is done.
I think it's a good move. It's a good move, but it's a sign that his value has dropped.
Yeah.
It's dropped. And like you said, now it's his job to rebuild that value up, to prove himself once again. But that's what he's worth now, is a team like Braga now in Portugal. Like, that's what his value is at. So can he get those minutes? Can he get the opportunity? And when he has the opportunity, can he take advantage, man? That's my biggest concern. Will he show up for that moment, for that stage? I'm hoping he does. But if he doesn't, then it's probably time to go back to Liga MX after that, man. I don't know if Europe was meant for Lainez at that point. It's tough because he was projected to be like a Chucky level type of player in terms of impact, in terms of ability to break lines, to force defenses into tough positions. And prototypically, he's a player that we don't typically see in the Mexican national team. Small but nimble, able to get into tight spaces. They were calling him the Mexican Messi at one point, man.
Yeah.
And so, what's the Mexican Messi doing playing in Portugal, man? What's he doing, bro? Yeah. And so that's where it hurts a little bit. Yeah. But I still believe in him. I'm not going to lose faith. But he lost a great opportunity at Betis with what we had thought was going to be the perfect team for him to go to after his time in America. So we'll see what happens with Lainez. All right, so now I want to just revert back to Europe real quick since we are talking about Europe.
Please.
There's been a good amount of games that happened even just today with League One starting back up, Premier League getting fully in it now, and a few things I noticed, man. But the first thing I want to bring up to you is, did you see Messi's bicycle kick?
I actually didn't. Yeah, I didn't.
Perfect. Let's let producer Rutz show you. I want to get your reaction. Clermont is garbage, but this first goal might be the best goal that I've seen Messi and Neymar have at PSG.
Oh, okay.
If what Messi meant to do was intentional.
Let's see it.
And you'll see what I mean. So beautiful ball in. I don't know who sent that in. Ball comes in. Messi flicks it.
It's a good cutback.
Messi receives it. Neymar receives it. Goal. But look at this. Is this touch intentional? Is that intentional, bro? I'm shaking. If that's intentional.
If that's intentional, Messi.
And then the finish, the touch and the finish is ridiculous.
It's clinical. That's prolific.
Tell me that touch is intentional, man.
I want to see it again. That was beautiful.
Go back to that shot. That shot was
even
perfect.
if it is unintentional, the touch is sublime.
Sublime. He twists his leg up just high enough to where I'm like, that's probably intentional.
Maybe.
It doesn't look like he's trying to receive it.
Because if he was trying to trap it, he would have put his leg up higher.
Yeah. So
I
that's
love
the first
football,
goal.
Man. I get so much
that's
pleasure out of
goal.
this.
And then if you Messi's bicycle kick.
Okay.
Look at this shit. Paredes.
Sees him. Oh, too easy, man.
La pulga, man.
Dude, the center backs didn't even try to track him.
No.
They didn't even try to track
he
him.
brought it down, they just stopped.
Yeah. They
That's a sign, bro, of the quality there. But look at
at
this ball,
this
though. The
run.
ball's nice.
Oh, no, it's perfect. It's excellent football, pinpoint passing, good ball over the top. Messi brings it down with that touch.
I don't know if the defender could have done much, bro.
No, he
Look how
couldn't have.
good of a ball that is. Jesus Christ.
Honestly, great improvisation from
Yeah.
Messi because he's like, my back is to the goal, so I have to hit it like this.
Yeah.
It's really good improvisation.
I've never seen him score a goal like that, man.
Yeah, not like
Never.
that.
That's why it's special. Look at him. La pulga.
Honestly, it's like a Suarez type of goal.
Yeah. PSG this year is something I want to talk about real quickly under their new coach Galtier.
Yeah.
I'm liking what I'm seeing, dude. I really like what I'm seeing. This new PSG squad has Messi and Neymar looking fresh, dude.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's only been a couple of games, but Neymar looks reinvigorated. He got 3 assists in that game today.
Yeah.
He had 6 all last season.
Wow.
So he's already halfway there.
It's
Obviously,
a World Cup year.
Yeah.
It's a
man.
World Cup.
Yeah.
Neymar cares about World Cup.
Yeah,
bro.
man. And same with Messi. He already has
Messi.
a third of the goals that he scored in League One last year with 2 goals in today's game.
Yeah.
So I'm loving what I'm seeing from them. And they still have Mbappe. He still hasn't played under Galtier yet, so we'll have to wait and see how his role changes or what he's going to look like under him. But PSG in general looks great. You got Ramos finally looking healthy again.
Yeah, he's
which is
actually like
huge.
healthy now.
Yeah.
That's big.
Huge.
And they just signed Reynoso Sanchez.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
They got rid of Genie. By now,
Oh, really?
He's going to Roma.
No way.
Yeah,
I actually
bro.
did not know that.
Yeah,
I
he's
didn't
going
see
to
that.
Roma. He's joining Mourinho's project, and they get the replacement in Renato Sanchez
Works
right
out
away.
for both parties.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a great move overall. And, still got the quality of Marquinhos at back. Kimpembe if you need him. Hakimi playing incredible.
And then you still have one of my personal favorites, Marco Verratti, man.
Stud, man. Stud. So we had this conversation basically 8 months ago where we talked about PSG trauma and everything. And somehow, like clockwork, here I am yet again, sold on PSG, bro.
No, man, no.
Sold.
No, come on. Remember your past.
I'm letting the viewers know, man. I've been doing this shit since 2015, man. I have been big on PSG every goddamn year, man. Yeah. And this year is no different, man. No different, man. It's time. They're making a Champions League final. They're getting to that goddamn game. And if Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe can just stay healthy,
yeah, they lift the trophy.
I might finally get the closure I need.
Wow. My opinion is on PSG, I just can't have an opinion. It's what I've been told. From what they've given me, from what they've given these past 6 years, it's to the point where I'll admire the football when it's hot, and I'll just overlook it when it doesn't work.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
And it's to that point because there's not a lot of pressure in the French league since they're usually going to win it. Obviously, it's really interesting when there is another team that does really well. I usually focus on that team more than PSG when that happens.
Got to.
And when PSG have a good Champions League year, I'm in. When they have a bad Champions League year, I just say it's PSG. It's weird because I don't do that with any other team.
But that's a true sentiment either way. Like
Yeah.
you're right. Like,
that's how I am
that's
with them.
that's how their season ends out. Then you're right.
I accept
it's just PSG, and that's what everyone says as well on Twitter and everywhere. It's just like this is who they are. They're bottlers. They're chokers. They're not capable of doing it. And so until that changes, you don't have a responsibility to have an opinion.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. It's really, really weird because I do not give any other team that almost luxury, honestly.
Yeah.
Like this is like PSG have luxury to the point where I probably won't ever truly criticize them, even though they probably deserve it.
Yeah.
But that's just how it is.
Yeah.
One thing though that it has rubbed me the wrong way about PSG is their new clothing sponsor, GOAT.
The wrong way.
It rubbed me the wrong way, and here's why. It took me a while to understand this personally as I thought about this. It's too on the nose. It's the equivalent of a movie breaking the fourth wall. Yeah.
Okay, wait, go on. What do you mean?
Because it's like you see Messi and he has the word GOAT on his arm. Yeah, we get it.
Yeah.
We understand it.
Okay.
I don't need that word on the GOAT. You know what I mean? It's like if Messi had a chain that said GOAT. Like, Messi would never do that. It's just weird, in my opinion. In my opinion.
Okay.
And I know people love it.
I love it, man.
I know it. I get it. But it rubbed me the wrong way.
I understand it from it's almost self-gratifying, like how they are going about that. Of course, like it's too on the nail. I get that. But on the other hand, like, we've never seen that in football. Yeah. We've never seen an advertisement be so on the nose. I'm tired of seeing a team like Arsenal have a goddamn like Wii Sports ad or some shit, you know? It's too out there, man.
It's too out there.
It's too out there. I like that now the ads are starting to become aware of the game. What if like fucking Verratti got sponsored by a magic company? You know, like a magician.
Yeah. Right.
You know, I would just love to see ads that are actually aligned to the taste of the squads and to the players.
Arsenal getting Prime, right?
Yeah,
That's just a big internet move.
Yeah. True. So like, I'm all for it, man. I love that. Yeah. Messi's the GOAT now. This is a goddamn statement. Like, how do you think Ronaldo feels seeing that shit, man? What the hell? Like it's just promoting Messi's GOAT propaganda even further, while also promoting a brand. I think it's genius, man. I think it's genius.
From that perspective, it's genius.
We got to find the two players that have the highest amount of give and goes in Europe's top 5 leagues. And we got to sponsor those two players. For the give and go sponsors the players with the most give and goes.
Two give and goes.
The best 1-2s, man.
Yeah,
That's I love it, man. I love it from a marketing perspective. But at the same time, you know, I'm in charge of TikToks and shit, so I'm always thinking like, what gets the most views?
Branding.
Yeah. But the last thing I want to talk about, now that we're here in Europe, is that the Premier League got started back up again today, or yesterday rather, and I caught a lot of the games. I saw a lot of the highlights as we were preparing for today's show, and bro, it's like a majesty, man. It's the Premier League is back, and not only back, it is so goddamn like colorful. It's like every team that I'm watching now has its own freaking kingdom, dude. Yeah. Even teams like Newcastle, my God, they played at home today and they won 2-0 against Nottingham Forest. Kingdom, bro. Royal. Like the fact that there wasn't a fucking king and queen sitting at the top of the stadium watching the game surprised me, bro. That the fact that there weren't horses at the corners of the stadium. Like all this medieval shit. Yeah. I was like, dude, this looks amazing, dude. You look over at even like Leeds, who had an incredible atmosphere today in their game. Looks amazing, dude. It's so colorful. The way that the Premier League has gone about branding the league and just promoting it. It's translating to on the pitch and to the fans, man. It looks amazing. But more specifically, couple results that gave us indications of some of these teams this year, and I want to talk about it. Yeah. We'll go with I just mentioned Leeds, bro. Oh. Did you see that? Did you see the highlights? Did you catch up with what happened?
I saw the highlights of the Leeds game,
dude. It looks awesome. The project looks awesome. Yeah. We've talked about it this summer with that American revolution that's happening over there with the coach Tyler Adams and Aronson joining the squad. And who gets on board this game? Who saves the team? Who gives them the game winner?
My boy Brandon Aronson, man.
Your boy Brandon Aronson, who, bro, tailor-made for the Premier League. Tailor-made. An incredible run in. Got fed by Bamford. Fed him in, and he got the game winner. The crowd goes crazy. And Jesse Marsch gets a win to start off the season. Yeah. This team's going to be really fun to watch this year, bro.
Super fun. The inclusions that they got, and we did the analysis when we did the transfer window. Brandon Aronson has no fear. And he's dynamic as hell, man. And you saw it today. You saw what he's going to do. He came here to start, and he came here to have an impact, and that's exactly what he did. And then you still have Leeds players like Struijk, Patrick Bamford, Melier. You still have the foundation that got them to the Premier League still in this team. You bring in Marc Roca from Bayern Munich. Yeah. And then you have Sinisterra coming off an injury that will eventually join the team. And Tyler Adams coming in to replace. He did. Coming in to replace Calvin Phillips. It's just good work. It's good scouting. It's good transfers. And you trust a guy like Jesse Marsch. You bring him in late last season to kind of save him from relegation. He gets the job done. You give him an offseason. You give him a preseason. And here they are. They go down 1-0, but they rally and they win at home 2-1. And it was just a perfect way, as you said, to start the Premier League for this Leeds team, because you're right. They have an interesting project to the point where they really struggled last year to survive. I can see this team comfortably sitting mid-table at the very least, to the point where they will be comfortably above that relegation zone.
I hope. I know it's still early, but
it is.
That win today did show a lot, I think. And that's the cool thing about opening games, is that you get a good indication sometimes of where these teams are going to be at this year. Arsenal, Crystal Palace was the game I want to talk about. With Arsenal's offensive system looks fucking incredible, bro. Dude. Offensively, they look so damn dangerous. They look clinical. And they just look capable of creating so many awesome chances. And defensively, they look better. They look better than last year. They're still a little shaky, but Saliba had his debut with Arsenal. Looked amazing, man. Yeah. And likewise, I thought Crystal Palace, I wanted to point out, because I was watching the game, I was like, I got to say something about this guy on the pod. Their center back from Denmark, Anderson. Bro, he was slinging out balls like Tom Brady, dude. He was sending so many goddamn balls out, and they were landing at the player's feet, at the player's chest. Yeah. And he was really good back there, man.
Oh, yeah. No,
he was really good back there. I don't know if you probably knew about him before me, but I didn't know about him. And I watched this one game, and I was like, oh, man, he's a standout. He's going to be great for Crystal Palace this season. Denmark has him just waiting there for the World Cup. Dude, the great option to have.
So excited about so many Scandinavian teams. Anderson's one of those points. Yeah. But to kind of talk about that game, you're right. Those first 20 minutes immediately satisfied the idea that I thought Arsenal was going to have a good season.
Oh, man.
Because of exactly what you just said. They have so many options, not just from a player perspective, but from a stylistic perspective. If you need a guy to create off the pass, you have Martin Odegaard. If you need a guy to just go off the dribble, go wide, you have Bukayo Saka. If you need a guy to just dazzle, be physical, make a run, you have Gabriel Jesus.
There's ability to make runs, dude. Good God.
I know.
It might be the best in the game right now.
Yeah. There was a point. There was a point like around the 10-minute mark where they're just absolutely dominating, and they look like a video game. They look like they look like they're playing FIFA out there, because there's just so many short passes, so many inner combinations, all in Crystal Palace's box. And I'm like, my God, like Arsenal looking really, really good. Now I will say, Crystal Palace got back in the game from a competitive point of view. They that actually really impressed me, because at that point I thought Arsenal would go up 2-3-0 by the 30th minute, but they didn't. Obviously they did take advantage, go up 1-0, but Crystal Palace got back in the game, and they got back in really well, and they really, really fought. For Crystal Palace, I think it became kind of apparent that they're missing Conor Gallagher, man. They are. I think from almost like a spiritual point of view, like Gallagher injected so much of his style into Palace's midfield. And I know he didn't create a lot from like a goal point of view, but his involvement is dearly, dearly missed, because they didn't really replace someone like that. And the thing is, you can't really, because they had him on loan. It's not like they were going to build a project around Gallagher, but it just sucks, because imagine if Gallagher actually was originally a Palace player.
Like for a year, they were shown this angel.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Like just came down from heaven and just assisted them in any way possible.
Yeah.
And now that present's gone.
It's gone. And again, though, they still had a good game. I thought Zaha took a while for him to get in the game, but once he started getting his touches, he really drew a lot of fouls, got involved, made Arsenal sweat, honestly. Edouard looked really physical up top. So Palace have a lot of good points. Vieira has this team working really well since he joined them last year and had a good season. But yeah, I think ultimately Palace they're missing a couple pieces for them to maybe even break in like top 7, honestly. I'm going to be honest.
And to that point, one of the pieces that they got was the midfielder Mateta for like 22 million.
Yeah.
But I was watching him and I was like, damn, dude, the Premier League, this is why it's known this way, is so physical, bro. Yeah. They had to sub him out by like the 55th minute, and he looked banged up, bro.
Yeah, dude.
Banged up. And I was like, oh, God. Like, it just showed me, like, The Premier League is just a constant reminder of how physical it can be, and
Dude, the pace,
man. It's a lot, man.
It's a lot.
Especially when you're facing a team like Arsenal, like that is so quick and so tough to keep up with.
Yeah.
Mateta was struggling out there, and he's gonna take some time to get settled into this league.
Yeah.
But that's who you have trying to replace Gallagher, who was already tailor-made for the league, bro.
Exactly.
Literally. Nunez got on board today. Got his goal today.
Yeah, I saw that game in full at Craven Cottage, and actually that's a great to go back to that very first point you made about stadiums just being their own world, their own kingdom. You're right, like Craven Cottage. There's a cottage in the corner of the stadium, dude. That's insane. Or like St. James's Park, and that's what I want to get at, is that the reason why it's like that is because if you really think about it, each stadium has a very distinct design. Yeah. And just from an architectural point of view, it may not be like luxurious or extravagant, but they're just, I don't know, like the angles of that these stadiums are like designed at. There's something about it that's really stark, that's really just like distinct. Yeah. And you see it at Fulham, at Craven Cottage, when you just see a cottage in the corner of the stadium. And it's just very, very vertical stands, right?
Bro, the first guest we ever bring onto the pod got to be an architect. We just talked to him about like the structure of these stadiums.
What went on here?
What the hell happened here? Yeah, no, but you're right. You're right. The way that these stadiums are built, like St. James Park, for some reason I think of it as being such a steep stadium. Yeah, like the camera shot when it like pans or tilts from bottom up, it just keeps going. It just keeps going because it's just such a tall stand. I'm like, that's so cool. Craven Cottage that hosted an awesome game for the Fulham fans.
It was an awesome game.
Yeah.
From both perspectives. Honestly, I didn't have a lot of expectation from Fulham, but bro, they showed up. Incredible teamwork from Fulham. Anytime a guy was out of position, they had someone covering their asses. Anytime they pressed as a team. A good half press. It wasn't too aggressive to really get caught off by Liverpool's pace, but it was just enough to make Liverpool really, really work. I was very impressed by Fulham, specifically João Palhinha, the Portuguese midfielder, one of their new signings. He was incredible. He was everywhere, man. He was defending at the back. He was joining in offensively. He was getting ball. He was doing ball retrieval like nothing. He was incredible. And then when he would get the ball, he'd distribute. Incredible signing, and I love it when a low-key team like Fulham gets a stud like João Palhinha because it's so under the radar, and he's gonna go on to be probably one of Fulham's best performers throughout the whole season because he's one of those guys where he's just going to give his all every game, and you need a guy like that. He's not going to score a lot. He's not going to assist a lot, but he's going to be so involved with his Fulham team. He was incredible. Mitrovic scoring a double today.
Crazy, man.
Had a hell of a season in the championship last year, and it looks like he's going to be doing really well this year in the Premier League. Great if you're a Serbian fan because they're going to be in the World Cup. You need Mitrovic firing on all cylinders. Really excited about this Fulham team, man, because when we talk about the Premier League, we talk about teams being promoted and struggling, it's very common. But Fulham might be able to stay in the Premier League this year. They play like this I know it's going to be hard to maintain. They play like this every game. I think they're going to stay.
Yeah, no, and that's the difference, man. That's the difference right there between the Premier League and a league like Bundesliga. They're never going to face a team like Fulham that's this low in quality comparatively. Yeah. They're not going to face a team like this, man.
No.
They're not going to struggle. No team's going to put them up to the test like this. Yeah. Maybe that one-off game where they struggle every year. But Liverpool has to be worried, like going into games against lower-level teams at their stadium. Like, that's still a tough challenge. Like, me as a Liverpool fan, I'm not totally disappointed in the fact that we ended up in a tie because Fulham showed out, bro.
Dude, they showed up.
I can't blame them. Like, they played great. They made us struggle and sweat. And ultimately, they had us chasing the game. And by luck, we tied it. So that's the sign. That's the difference right there. My biggest concern with a team like Fulham and seeing something like this, I think it's a lot like Brentford last year. Brentford started off the season hot, man. Great. Yeah. And we see it with these lower level teams. Can they keep it up? Because Fulham put out a lot of energy out there today, man. Dude. They were at the same level as Liverpool, but one of the reasons Liverpool is such a great team is their fitness levels, the ability to just keep that level and energy up throughout a whole season, 50-plus games. Can Fulham do that in the Premier League? That's the biggest question. That the answer usually ends up being no for these teams. Yeah. But if they can do it, they got a spot secured in the mid-table of the Premier League, man. If they can keep it up.
Yeah, and my biggest worry, that definitely is a big point, but my biggest worry is going to be the center backs. Tosin on the second goal, low IQ play. Very low IQ play. The ball comes in off the top, I think, for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Ream is there to get it. He's there to get it. Tosin, for some reason, goes for it too.
He's right there. Yeah.
So you have two center backs going for the same ball, even though Ream is clear to get it. And then that leaves a wide open Liverpool player if there's a bobble. And what happened? There was a bobble. So it's so avoidable if Tosin just stays on his man.
Yeah.
Knowing that Ream has to get it. Trust your player. Trust him. Now, if Ream was out of position, then yes, you shift over. Bad play.
Yeah.
Really bad play. And something that ultimately cost them a win.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
No,
yeah.
I agree. And Tim Ream's like 35 too.
Yeah, that's
so,
true.
like, he's
So
on
can
his
he
last
keep
legs, bro.
going?
We're
Yeah.
talking about players having energy levels like it's
it's good. Yeah.
But man, I hope for the best, because what today showed me was that the teams that were in contention from most like analysis experts and stuff from Britain, the teams that people picked to be relegated, all of them did good except for Nottingham Forest. Bournemouth got a win today, bro.
That surprised me.
I had Aston Villa pretty high. They got beat by Bournemouth today, and Bournemouth looked great, man.
Yeah.
They looked great. They looked solid. They showed out in front of their fans, in front of that stadium, and honestly, today they looked pretty deadly when they were on the attack. So I was surprised.
Yeah.
I just want to give credit to Bournemouth, to Leeds, because a lot of people were saying Leeds were going to get relegated as well, and Fulham, because
man.
all these teams showed out today.
They really did.
Yeah. You come across as a very big Arsenal fan of
Yeah.
this upcoming season. At least
Yeah.
you're very high on them. That's me with Tottenham, man. I am so big on this Tottenham team. And what I saw today was exactly what I wanted to see, because they scored 4 goals without a single goal from Heung-min Son or Harry Kane. That's big, bro. That's big. Don't look at me like that. That's big. Don't point your finger at me like that. What the hell are you about to say?
Southampton were
horrible. They're getting relegated.
They're getting relegated.
They're bad.
Optional defending. It was shambolic. It was
really bad, bro.
shambolic, bro.
Really bad.
Really,
I'm gonna talk my shit, though.
really bad.
We gotta give credit to that first goal they scored, though. The only goal they scored.
James Ward-Prowse was a
Insane.
great little half volley.
Insane. Just completely revert to reporter mode. James Ward-Prowse with an astronomical volley. It was ridiculous, man.
It was a great hit.
It was amazing.
Yeah, Gineppo ISO on the left side, gets down to the byline. Great little cut back in the air. Ward-Prowse lines it up like he's hitting like he's hitting driving a golf ball, and it goes in the back of the net. Tottenham down 1-0.
Thank you. That's what I wanted. Thank you. That's all I wanted. And now we can revert. Now we got because bro, Tottenham had. They were scrimmaging, bro. This looked like one of their preseason games against like a second
like an
level
Australian team.
Yeah, yeah, man. It was bad, and so I actually hope Southampton gets relegated this season.
Me
because
too.
I'm tired of the
Get 'em
presence in the
out.
league, man. I'm tired of it. Finally, the last game that happened today was the Chelsea-Everton game. Chelsea gets the win, 1-0. Everton. I didn't put this out on the internet or anything. This was just me personally.
Okay.
But in my personal list of top 20, the rankings of the Premier League, I got Everton being relegated, bro. They didn't do anything this transfer season to help them improve. Instead, they sold.
Yeah.
And they sold some of the most key players.
Yep.
Why is no one talking about this, bro?
Yeah.
I feel like no one's mentioning
People
this.
should be like, people should have been worried about Everton going into the season.
Yeah.
Like, truly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they spent money in the past that allows them to have players on their squad right now who technically, individually, are good.
Yeah.
But last season, to me, showed that they don't have a good team, dude. They don't. Offensively, they have nothing, bro.
Right.
They got the English player, the 21-year-old
Gordon.
Anthony Gordon up top,
Yeah.
who's feisty, but I'm not going to rely on him for a full season, man.
No,
I'm not there with him yet.
Not to combine into goals.
Yeah,
He's going to be
yeah.
very good on the ball. He's going to penetrate. He's going to create a lot of havoc. But to actually have that output of ending in a goal,
Yeah.
I don't think Gordon has that. Well, he doesn't have the pieces around him. He doesn't have
Yeah.
a 9 to go. He doesn't have a
That's
9
true.
to feed.
That's true, but
So it's going to be tough for Gordon to be effective in that way.
No, he's good.
But he's good. No, he's very good.
Definitely some CONCACAF bias here, but I think he's a bootleg Aronson.
Yeah,
Very similar, man. Very similar. Scrappy, crafty, energetic,
Yeah.
British.
Yeah.
But yeah, we saw the debut of Cucurella, who came in like the 60th minute. Once the game was basically done, man. Because once they went down 1-0, Everton didn't show me much in the sense of wanting to get back into the game and really, truly scaring Chelsea.
One thing I will give Everton is that they did play as a unit. And I was worried about Everton going into the season in the sense that I thought they would have this kind of negative mentality of who do we have to rely on? Who are we gonna go to when we're scrapping, when we're fighting? And the answer was clear to me today. They're just going to rely on each other, which I think is very important. When you don't have a star player, you have to at the very least believe in yourself to compete. And I saw that today. So I think if you're Everton, you can count on your team fighting. And I think that's very important.
I hope.
No, I think you can. Because
they didn't do that last season. Last season, they were selective.
But they did that today. They did that today. I saw an Everton team that fought. Now, the biggest thing is to win a game, you have to score goals. I didn't see that today. I didn't see them have any avenues, as you just said, to score a goal, man. Yes, they're feisty. They have a lot of players that can, again, maybe wreak havoc. Demarai Gray, but they have no one who's prolific. Not a single player, man. And that's, I think, ultimately going to do them in to have not a successful season. But if you're an Everton fan, I think the only thing you can count on them is that they will fight, right? So, for example, if I'm a Southampton fan, I don't even know if Southampton can fight.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know that. I don't even know Southampton can do that. But if you're Everton and you're in Goodison Park, you can count on your team keeping it tight. Because ultimately, it was still 1-0. Maybe they get a corner and equalize, right? Yeah. I don't know if Southampton can do that, but I know Everton can. At the very least, that's what this game showed me. On the other end, Chelsea kind of showed me that they have problems too. And they have problems that we highlighted. What did we talk about going in this transfer season? We talked about Chelsea not really changing anything. Yes, they get Sterling, who's their best player today, but they didn't really change anything else. They didn't replace Lukaku. They still have relatively the same midfield. Is Gallagher gonna be a part of this midfield?
For real, man.
I don't know. Yeah. For me, their biggest signing, honestly, other than Sterling, is Cucurella, who they do $75 million USD.
Oh yeah, I want to talk about that, bro. I want to talk about that.
That's a lot of money.
It got ugly, man, with prices range. It got really, really bad.
Yeah,
that's bad, bro. Well, this whole transfer, this offseason was insane with numbers.
It's bad business for Chelsea because, like, I like Cucurella. First off, I actually love Cucurella. He's a great guy. He's a great guy. But $75 million for a guy who's not going to really assist or score a lot, that's interesting. Because I feel like Cucurella, honestly, is one of those players I think I could start anywhere. Dude, he's crisp. One of the most entertaining footballers from like a pat. Like when I would catch Brighton games last year just to see Cucurella pass the ball. Yeah. He's that entertaining from like a technical point of view. From a business point of view, I think this is a lot of money. But I guess if Chelsea have it, why not? Yeah. Because he's actually going to make this team better. Cucurella is so good on the ball, off the ball, crafty.
Decision making is really good,
dude. No. I love his incisive passing towards the center. It's pinpoint. His accuracy is insane. He's like a De Bruyne, but like a wingback version.
Right,
his passing is incredible. And you see that when he's on the ball. I love it. I'm glad that he's there at Chelsea because it just means that he himself is going to put himself on that bigger stage.
You don't mind the Chilwell-Cucurella debate?
What this tells me is that Tuchel doesn't like Chilwell ultimately. Yeah, I know Chilwell started today, but it's because they just signed Cucurella yesterday. And Cucurella still played. So ultimately, for me, I think this tells me that Chilwell's not going to play, bro. And you saw Cucurella play, 15 minutes, and he already looked way better than Chilwell. Yeah. And I know Chilwell's a good player, but when you have Marc Cucurella instead, Cucurella is going to be playing. And I'm excited for that. But ultimately, Chelsea played very individually today. Kai Havertz was off. Pulisic couldn't really get going. So I think Chelsea have a lot of issues to really think about. Ziyech didn't get on the mark at all today. He didn't play. So for me, Chelsea going into this, I'm just curious to see kind of what they do going offensively, man, because I'm not convinced.
Yeah. I think the only concern, which is like a half concern, if I had to come up with one, is his output. If you look at his numbers, they're not as grandiose as the numbers of the left backs that play for the top 6 teams in the Premier League. I think he had like 1 assist last season. Yeah. Like that was it. Mm-hmm. And if you look at the starting left backs for every top 6 team, they get around 5. And I didn't see that from Marc Cucurella last year, but I saw that the field test, the eye test.
The potential.
You see the potential.
You do.
And even today, he had the opportunity. He almost got an assist. Raheem Sterling was at the end of one of his balls that got blocked.
Crazy defensive block.
By Nikolenko. So that's going to be there for him. And I think this season we will see a boost in his numbers. Absolutely.
Yeah.
It just comes down to, does Chelsea have a finisher that can be at the end of those balls?
I don't know, man. That was my critique at the beginning of the season, man. I'm not convinced by this Chelsea offense. I'm not. They showed last year that this team can't score on a consistent basis against, these type of teams. And they only added Sterling. And again, Sterling's great, but you need a guy in the box. You need one, especially at this level. So for me, I'm very concerned about this. But going to the other side of this Chelsea squad, Koulibaly made his debut today.
Oh, yeah.
And he was cramping by the 70th minute, man. And I was like, Thiago Silva's 45 years old, man. Get your health in shape.
Yeah.
Be in shape, man.
Yeah.
And I'm high on Koulibaly because he's been so good at Napoli. And he looked a little slow today. Not even from a fitness perspective. I mean, decision making. Like, you could see he was struggling with the press that Everton were giving him. And if Everton are making Koulibaly struggle when he's on the ball, think about, for example, a Fulham or a Leeds. Or if you want to even go there, Liverpool, City.
Don't go there. Don't go there, man.
Yeah, exactly. So Koulibaly is going to have to adapt.
Yeah.
And I think he has the capability because he's an excellent center back. But I'm curious to see how long it'll take him to adapt because there might be some mistakes at the back for Chelsea in these first 10 games.
Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode, man. Thank you guys for listening. I want to remind you guys to go check out our merch once again.
Please
support the channel. We have a new line of clothes out now on our website, Instagram shop as well. The links will all be in the description below, but keep up with us. Send me a DM on Instagram if you want to talk about anything football related. Always happy to talk and stay involved, guys. We'll catch you guys soon. Peace.